So, as you all may know, I have been lazing off recently.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Anyways, to make it up to you guys and to basically kind of punish myself for it, I decided to play. I mean, how bad can it be, right? And before we go into the video, I would like to give shoutouts to Waffle Time, Adrian, and CJ Deathbot, as this video, or I guess series, is massively inspired by them. And notice how I said series? That's because this playthrough will be divided into 3 parts: pre-hard mode, and post-Moonlord. Oh, and just in case you haven't noticed, this is my first time doing a voiceover, so I'm sorry if I sound bored or unenthusiastic. My YouTuber accent hasn't been developed yet, and English isn't really my first language, so I'll be providing subtitles just in case you can't understand me. Anyway, jokes aside, let's get right into it. We spawn straight out of the nothingness with our use of tools and a starter bag containing some semi-useful starter gear for each class. But what's more important is that we also activated Infernum, which is I'm sure it's a great idea. Don't worry about it. No time to dwell on that, however. We have bosses to meet, and right now our sights are on King Slime. I mean, come on, he's King Slime. How bad can he be, right? Right? After that, I immediately started to get to work on NPC housing. Look at that beauty. Boxes on top of another boxes. Isn't she pretty? Isn't she beautiful? After that, I went down a cave just to get killed by a slime. Alright, let's try again. I try again, now actually finding ores and some life crystals. Very nice. I die again, now actually finding pain and misery. Very bad. After that, I also bought some cactus from the lumberjack and made an armor out of it. I went down again, now this time with the aid of Splunking Potion, getting some more ores and life crystals, but most importantly, Harvest Moon! Sorry about that. Anyways, look! Mushroom biome, am I right? Another Hermes boots. Yay! I made some armor and went to the Crimson biome to get a new weapon. Since the one thing I noticed in this mod is that everything is fast. From slimes to bats, from zombies to floating eyeballs, they all want my ass. And we need to do something about it. And the answer came in the form of the Undertaker, which we managed to get on the first try. This thing will help us a lot. I also found a sentient ass. Not as useful, but still pretty cool. With a new weapon and a literal Tuchus as my companion, I went down the caverns again. And look at that! We're actually killing stuff now, which is unheard of in this hellish mod. Well, yes, it is just a jellyfish out of the water that can't fight back, but still, except for the fact I suck. It's no good if you're bad. But there's also a positive in all of this, like this man of regeneration. But there's also a negative in all of this, like this death. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Having enough of being underground, I started exploring, finding a living tree that led me to a trinket of chi, which is kind of a better band of regeneration. I kept going until I got blocked by a giant mahogany tree. Totally not suspicious at all. Anyway, let's go left, I guess. In a classic Terraria fashion, I got distracted by an ice cave, which did give me some extra life crystals, so thank you for that. With this extra health, we should be able to defeat King Slime, the first boss in the game. So I made my way to an altar, made the spawner, and got to work on the arena. I don't know why I made it 2 layers tall. We're gonna beat him on the first try. It's just unnecessary at this point. So I grabbed my buffs, prayed, and started the fight. Wait, what? That wasn't supposed to happen. Let's try again. Why? Why? Again. When I say again, I mean try the fight again, not die again. And of course, after that, we got a blood moon. Why not, right? I don't know if this is an Infernum thing, but the spawn rate is insane. I mean, just look at what's going on. I, of course, died and had to resort to hiding in a box like a coward. I waited the entire blood moon out and went back to trying to kill King Slime. You know, all these deaths made me feel something. Something like, oh, I don't know, regret? Yes, I regret playing this because how am I supposed to beat eldritch beings designed specifically to destroy the world when I can't even beat the first damn boss? So, in my desperation, I started googling and I did found the answer, but I did not like it. Fishing. That's right. We're gonna use a classic strategy commonly used in the golden age of 1.3, catching a river shark. This baby will allow us to skip all the other pre-Hardmode ores and went straight to Hellstone. But we need a fishing rod, and not just any fishing rod. We need something decent, and I have a way. First off, you're gonna wanna head to your local sulfurous ocean, as you do, and find something called a treasure. Once you did find one, you're gonna wanna kill it. And for some reason, it will spawn the angler. And no, don't worry, we're not gonna be doing quests for him. What we are gonna do is feed the little shit to another treasure, granting us a golden fishing rod. We might have sacrificed a child, but at least we got that fishing rod, bruh. As for the bait, I just used buggies, grubbies, and sluggies. Now, with all of that preparations done, I made some sonar potion and got to fishing. Eventually, we did get the River Shark, with a pickaxe power of 100. With the new tool in hand, I made an instant elevator and went straight to hell, not forgetting to grab some obsidian on the way down. Next, I just go ham on any hellstone that I could find, and use those to make full hellstone armor and weapon. With an armor normally obtained 5 bosses ahead, we should be able to defeat King Slime. This is beyond human possibilities, and not in a good way. Okay, no more joking around. One last try. We did it. And all it took was going left and right slowly. God damn it. No matter, however, we have defeated our first Infernum boss. So naturally, the first one on our list is the Eye of Cthulhu. But not before getting assaulted by goblins, of course. This is highly dangerous, so I grabbed the gravitation potion and flew to space. And guess what? They followed me all the way there. Goblins are very persistent creatures, you gotta give them that. I recalled back and sent those pesky goblins where they belong. To forget about the mass murder of goblins that we just did, I started landscaping our front yard. And when I say landscaping, I mean flattening, with no trees whatsoever. I also made an invasion farm, because I do not have faith in my skill in this game. You just saw me die to the goblins, in full hellstone armor. Anyways, after that, I started searching for the goblin sinker. It took a bit longer than I would have liked, but whatever. I also tested out our brand new spanking invasion farm, and it worked. It worked. Next, I bought the Tinker's Workshop and the Rocket Boots, and combined those with my Hermes boots to make Spectre boots. I also needed pylons, so I made some housing in the forest, desert, and jungle to get the respective pylons. Next, I made something called a semi-station, which basically combines the effects of sunflowers, heart lanterns, campfires, and star in the bottle. They can also be placed infinitely, which will help a lot in future boss fights. With all the prep work done, I summoned the eye and killed it on my first try. There it is. I have full Hellstone armor. How is this even possible? Okay, maybe we just need a better accessory. So I went to the jungle and fished for a jungle crate to turn into the anklet of the wind. It didn't take long, so I combined that and an egglet which can be crafted in this mod with our Spectre boots to make lightning boots. Next, I flew to space and started looking for a shiny red balloon. We found a star fury in the way, which was nice, but we did end up finding it even better. Then I combined the balloon with the lucky horseshoe and a cloud in a bottle to make blue horseshoe balloon. I also did some reforging, but I can't really afford much since we're broke. Now, with all of that done, let's have a rematch. There we go! I did it! Somehow, King Slime is harder than the Eye. Now with the Eye defeated and the Shield of Cthulhu is ours, the next boss would naturally be Crabulon, right? Yes! Except it's not, because when I look at the boss log, I saw that we straight up just missed 2 boss. Not happy about this, I ran straight to the desert and farmed the material to craft the Desert Scourge spawner. With our current loadout, the Desert Scourge stands no chance against us. And I don't mean it sarcastically this time. I didn't even build an arena for him. Just watch the fight. Now if the Desert Scourge was that easy, surely we could also beat the giant clam too, right? Yeah? No! Alright, you know what? Screw the giant clam. Let's just fight Crabulon. But before that, I made a new weapon. The Storm Surge. This boy doesn't do much damage, but it can pierce and also go through blocks. I just need to remember to use it alongside our Molten Fury. She did not. But anyways, I made the spawner and prepared the arena for the boss with the best theme. Oh, I also met Sans Undertale on the way. Pretty chill dude. With the arena built and our boss with us, we are ready. That's right. Your eyes didn't deceive you. We beat it on our first try. Hell yeah. We got nothing useful out of that. Hell no. But it's fine, we'll just take out our frustration on the brain of Cthulhu. How bad can he be? Hey, you know what? I'll just give you the summary of how it goes. I'm at the arena, spawned the boss, got overwhelmed, and die. Okay, maybe a little preparation is needed, but it's definitely possible. We can do this. I only have to spend a few hours of my life digging through sand to make a sizable arena. That definitely didn't hurt my soul at all. See, the reason we're making a pretty big arena is because we're also gonna be using this for the Perforators. That's right. We're killing two birds with one stone here, viewers. Aren't we smart? Aren't we smart? You're goddamn right, we're smart. Okay, the arena is done. We got our buffs. We should be ready. We did it, boys. That's all there is to say about it. With the brain defeated, I immediately started preparing for the Perforators. Since we can't really do much with the Crimtain ore, I only used it to make the armor, since the regen is really nice. Now this is where I should admit something to you. I cheated. Well, not really cheated, it's more like I took a shortcut. See, one of the biggest problems we have right now is money. And I figured since that doesn't really have anything to do with Infernum, I used an exploit. It's the one where you buy a sky mill from the architect, place it down, break it, and it will sell more than what you bought it for. So yeah, comment down below if you think this is cheating or not. With the money, I reforged everything and fought Perforators. First try, boys. Hell yeah. Now you may have noticed I have fledgling wings now. I actually fished for it, but for the life of me, I couldn't find the footage. I swear I didn't cheat. Please no report, please no ban. With the death of the Perforators, we now have access to aerialite, so I flew up to space and mined some. With it, I made full aerospec armor and the Gale Force. Oh, and the wings too, I guess. So, with that, I decided to go with Skeletron. Purely out of careful thoughts and decisions, of course. Definitely not because I forgot to fight the Queen Bee. So I immediately started building the arena. So far, we've beaten 2 bosses on our first try. What do you think, guys? Do you think we'll keep the ball rolling? Ah, my questions have been answered. Thank you, Skeletron. But it's fine because we got the spawn item now. I don't have to wait for inevitable suffering. I can order it for delivery. And that's exactly what I did. I spawned him at base, all our NPCs die, and so did we. There it is. The suffering and pain kit that I ordered from eBay has arrived. Thank you, Skeletron. Okay, so clearly fighting it at home doesn't work. What can we do? I know. Maybe better buffs will do it? The next day, I went to the party girl and bought a bunch of pigranatas to get bacon. Look at how much buffs we have. There is no way we're losing that. Okay, I have been playing around the whole time. One more attempt. That was terrible. But I did it. That's all that matters. With the defeat of Skeletron, we now have access to the dungeon. Not for anything particular, I just went to grab some water candle and used it to craft the battle cry. This will help us a lot with grinding rare items. I also made the necro armor, giving us a damage boost, but we need a new weapon. And since for ranger, I decided to go with the archerfish. It's basically the aqua scepter, but for rangers. So I went deep in the abyss, ended up dying in the process, only to find out it can actually be crafted. Awesome. Now we only have 3 major bosses to go through before we reach hard mode. But for now, let's just go with Queen Bee, because I actually realized it's a thing. And as usual, I tested the waters, no preparations, only buffs, and as you can probably guess, it did not go well. But as if God wanted me to defeat her, I got a bazaar right before dying. So I reforged it and started working on the arena. Thank God for Fargo's mutant mod. Otherwise, this process will shorten my lifespan by 10 to 20 years. After our arena is done, I immediately fought Queen Bee. Too easy. Let's just move on to the slime god. But before that, I made something called a honeydew, which is a great survivability item. Highly recommended. As usual, I tested it first to see how far I would last, and shockingly, I managed to kill one of them. Oh hell yeah, we're definitely winning this on our first try, until it despawned. Why? So I did some googling, and it turns out I have to kill both of them at the same time. It would be nice if the spawn item tells us that, but sure. With this new knowledge, I demanded a rematch. Nice. I don't know what was going on half that battle, man, but we did it. With the defeat of the slime god, we only have one more boss before we can truly begin Infernum, the Wall of Flesh. But since the wall is gonna be beefed up too, preparation is definitely needed. So I made full Statagel armor with ranger helmet, of course. As for the weapon, I just bought some slime god treasure bag until I got the overloaded blaster. This thing pierces, so it's good for the wall. Now all we need is an arena. I'll show you a quick way to make one. Buy this, do that, craft that, craft that, craft that again, craft that, and finally, place that. See? Super simple and easy. But anyways, not much preparation to do anymore. Let's just start the fight. We did it, boys! We're now in hard mode! Let's go!